What do you need to set up a UK reselling business working from home? In today's video, I'm going to show you 10 things that you need to make a successful eBay business. My name's Dave, I'm a UK reseller. Welcome to my channel. Number one on my list is a computer or a phone. Now obviously on eBay you need to be able to access their platform and you need to be able to make your listings, so you're going to need either a computer or a phone. I tend to use both, so I use a desktop computer to do most of my listings, and I also use my phone because it's quite useful to have the eBay app on your phone when you're out and about, you're sourcing or whatever. Then you can be notified on your phone of anything that's pending or something you might have to deal with whilst you're out. So the first one is a computer and a phone. Number two on my list is you need a bank account. Obviously, if you're going to make money, you need to be able to have a bank account where that money can be sent to you, or you might have fees to pay to eBay. So you're going to need a bank account. Number three on my list is sourcing stock. Now obviously you need something to sell, so you need to find in your local area somewhere that you can purchase your stock, and you can purchase it at a low enough cost that you can obviously make a profit. Now a lot of people will use charity shops or car boot sales or second-hand shops, and it's important that those sort of things are pretty much on your doorstep, because if they're not, then you're going to incur a lot of costs in travelling. Then you've obviously got costs involved. So if you can find somewhere local to you where you can source stock at the right price, then that's a big advantage for running a business from home. Charity shops is probably one of the most popular, certainly through the weekdays. Certainly in the UK here, and obviously the weekends you've got car boot sales, or you might have tabletop sales or rummage sales or whatever, but it really depends it depends on the niche that you're in. You might be doing electrical goods, or you might be doing antiques and collectibles, so you might try to source those from those relevant places, but you do need somewhere local that you can source your stock. Okay, number four on my list is cleaning products. Now when you've sourced your stock, then there's probably a good chance that those items are going to need cleaning before you can list them on eBay. So having a good supply of cleaning products or things that are relevant to your niche that you may need, might be tools, it might be things like that, but you don't want to put yourself in a position where you've bought the products that you're going to sell and then you're sort of scratching your head thinking, well, I can't list that yet because it needs that doing or it needs that cleaning or whatever. So having a supply of cleaning products relevant to your niche is quite important. Number five on my list is a photo station. Now when you've got your products and they're all cleaned up and they're all ready to go to make your wonderful listing, you need to take a photograph of it. Now having a dedicated photo station set up ready to go will save you an awful lot of time. I've got, as you can see behind me, I've got a tabletop here and I've got a backdrop there. I can lower the table if I've got, say for example, long clothes, but most of the time I do shoes and footwear, so I use the tabletop. And I've got a nice even background with this cloth, so that all my photographs look pretty much the same on my store, and it gives some good continuity. So yeah, a photo station. That obviously involves lighting as well, depending on what I mean, natural daylight is the best lighting. If you've got a really bright room and you tend to take all your photographs during the day, then you can probably get away initially without any lighting, but having a couple of good lights will help you with a photo station. Number 6 on my list is storage. Now obviously working from home, you're going to be limited to the amount of storage space that you have, depending on where you live. So that also might sort of indicate what sort of niche you need to go into. I mean, for example, if you lived in a small flat, then it's not much good in you selling large items on eBay because you're not going to have anywhere to store them. So in that situation, you would probably want to do something like jewelry or postcards or whatever, but something smaller because of the amount of storage space you've got. So you need to think about that. You need to think about how much storage space you've got and whether it's going to be sustainable for your business. Okay, number 7 on my list is packaging. Obviously, when you list your items on eBay and they sell, and they can start selling from day one, so you need to be prepared. It's very easy to go out and say, right, I'm going to go and buy a load of shoes today and come back, clean them, photograph them, list them, and then at the end of the day you've sold 5 or 6 pairs of shoes and you think, oh my god, how am I going to post them? So packaging is important, and it's always a good idea, even if you're just thinking about starting up an eBay business, to get all these things in place before you start listing. But it will save you a lot of headaches. With packaging, it's always a good idea to buy in bulk. You can save your business an awful lot of money by buying in bulk. I mean, I buy shoe boxes by the 200. So I'll buy 200 flat packed boxes that I build, and that's an awful lot cheaper than buying, for example, them at 10 at a time or 20 at a time. Number 8 on my list is some weighing scales. Now, it's always a good idea to be able to weigh your packages once that you've packaged your items up. Then you will know what your postage costs will be, and you can also get a discounted postage rate by ordering your postage labels online. So weighing scales is a very handy asset to your business. Now you can, when you're first starting out, you can do this cheaply. I mean, I bought some food weighing scales, but what I did was I put a container on top to put my package on top, because once you put the container on top, you can zero the scales, put your package on top, and it'll give you the readout of the weight, rather than buying very expensive postage scales. I'm still using them today. They cost me less than £20 in the UK, whereas a decent set of postage scales can cost you lots of money, and it's quite an inexpensive way of weighing your parcels. And I've never had any issues with the weights that I get off the digital scales. They'll do up to about 5 kilograms, I think. Now, if you've got anything that's really heavy, another little tip, you can use digital bathroom scales. Now, what you do with those, first of all, you stand on your bathroom scales and you weigh yourself, and then what you do then is you put it back to 0, and then you stand on the scales with holding the parcel, and then you deduct the first weight from the second weight to find out what the parcel weighs. So that's another little tip if you've got anything that's heavy and you haven't got any scales to weigh it. Right, let's get on to the next one. Okay, number 9. Now number 9 is a pretty obvious one, really. It's a printer. Now, it's always a good idea to be able to print out your postage labels, and I mean, like, I use my printer for quite a lot of things actually. I print out my postage labels, I print out my SKU numbers to go on the front of my boxes, so a printer is quite a handy asset to your business. You can get the little postage label printers, but they're quite expensive, to be honest with you. I probably will get one of these days, but in the meantime I'm just using a standard printer, but that does cost me a little bit in materials, because obviously when I print things off I've got to tape that to the box, whereas a label printer, that will come with sticky labels and you just stick the label on your package. So yeah, at some point I will get a postage label printer, but I don't know if you've been following my channel. I've only been going for nearly 5 months with my eBay store, and yeah, you've got to build up a little bit. I think you can improve on things as your business grows. So as my business grows, I'll probably get better things to replace things I'm using at the moment. But a printer is a good asset to your business. Okay, the final one, number 10. Number 10 is transport. Now obviously you've now purchased your item, you've cleaned your item, you've photographed your item, you've sold your item, you've packaged your item, you've weighed your item, you've put your label on your item. You now need to post your item. So you need transport. Now if you're doing it as a proper business, you want to build it up to a situation where you could be selling lots and lots of items a day, and it's very difficult to do that on foot. You can if it's smaller products, which again, you need to think about your niche. If you haven't got a car or a van or whatever, and you need to set up your business basically by walking, then you obviously need local sourcing places for stock. You need to keep your stock small, in other words, smaller items like jewelry or something like that, to be able to walk down to the post office with 15 bracelets in a bag or whatever all packaged up. But transport you will need. I use my car I take my parcels for posting, either to the post office or to a local drop-off point for a courier. I use my car for sourcing, going round charity shops, car boot sales and places like that. So transport is a quite important part of your business. Okay, let's run quickly through those 10 again. Number 1, you need a computer or a phone. Number 2, you obviously need a bank account. Number 3, you need a source of stock. Number 4, you need cleaning materials or tools. Number 5, you need to set up a photo station. Number 6, you need storage for your stock. Number 7, you need packaging. Number 8, you need some weighing scales to weigh your packaging for postage. Number 9, you need a printer to print out your labels for your packaging. And number 10, you need transport, either for sourcing or for taking your parcels to a local post office or drop-off point. So that is the 10 things that I would suggest you need to make sure you've got set up before starting an eBay reselling business from home. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's given you an insight into the things that I use for my business and things you may require for your business. And if you did enjoy the video, please give it a big thumbs up, and it would be great if you would subscribe to my channel, Dave, the UK Reseller, and we will see you in the next video. Bye for now.